had one complaint really with our VRT. Our vinyl rubber and tire dressing, the only complaint that people had with it is that when it gets a little bit damp as a water-based dressing, it tends to run a little bit. Now, we have reformulated our VRT, and it's probably the single most important renovation, product renovation we've done in the entire history of our company. It is outstanding. It's our third biggest selling product, the vinyl rubber tire dressing. And what I'm going to show you real quick is what's new with the VRT and how it differs from the old VRT. I'm going to start on the mirror of my truck, which hasn't gotten any love for a long time. I've still got polish on here from when we were testing some polishes recently. So before I start doing any cleaning on the exterior plastic, especially when I can see some old wax and stuff, I'm going to use our all-purpose cleaner and a utility towel. Right now I'm using a waterless wash towel. So spray a little bit of the all-purpose cleaner on the towel, and I'm going to go ahead and clean the plastic first. If your plastic's pretty much in perfect shape and you don't have all this white stuff in here like I do, well then you don't need to do this. But if it's dirty, like mine is, wow, look at that. Now, let me show you what's different, what's new with the VRT. So, what I have here are consistent, our good old standby, our VRT that we have been selling for years, our vinyl rubber and tire dressing. It has SPF 30, the highest SPF in any tire dressing or trim dressing that we know to exist. It's an awesome product, and let me show you how it is. I'm gonna do this on the bottom part of this mirror, just to show you how this works. And I'm using it with one of our dressing applicators, our little tire sponge. We've only been looking at reformulating this product for about 5 years because everybody wishes that it would not run off when it gets a little bit damp. So you put it on, man, doesn't it look nice? Nice and dark, it's dry, it looks great, right? We can really get an understanding of how the VRT works when you put it on this running board. Finally, I'm going to do a little bit of the tire. Let's get right down here on the tire. And I'm going to go ahead, the VRT, the way I apply it, the tire dressing is always, I rub it in there real nice and evenly. And on my Toyo tires, this stuff seems to go on real nice and even. It doesn't hold too much of a shine. So we like the way the old VRT works. I've got one half now. Okay, half the tire, half the mirror, and a nice big section. Again, nice and dry. That always looks nice when the tires are dark but not too shiny. Now, that's the old stuff. Let me just show you the new vinyl rubber tire dressing, which has the exact same label thus far. The only difference is the product's tinted a slight bit darker. It's a little bit more yellow or beige. Now, this product is a tiny bit thicker. The new VRT, I'm kind of playing with the idea of calling it Super VRT. The new VRT is waterproof. That's the cool thing. It's still water-based, which makes it so interesting that you could make it not run off as soon as it gets wet. Now, it's a little bit darker also. You're gonna notice that the actual depth of the shine on the tire is a little bit darker. When you drive it in the rain, it actually stays on a little bit. When you go to remove it, if you blast it with our all-purpose cleaner, it will come straight off. Let me show it to you now on the other surfaces, the mirror and the running board. The new VRT, maybe we'll call it Super VRT. The neatest thing about this stuff is that, I'll do the whole top here as well. Are there any drawbacks? There's one. When I do the trim like this with the new VRT, and I do the rubber like this with the new VRT, the SPF is higher. We're looking at closer to a 40 SPF now. What's the downside? The only downside is when I do this and I touch the paint, I touch the glass, it's not as easy to remove immediately with a towel. You might need to use a little detail spray or some glass cleaner. Get a close-up of this real fast, just so that you can see what the situation is. Detail spray. Now, if I take just a standard towel and I go to remove the new VRT from the glass, it comes off 95% as nicely as our old did. However, with the added durability, just makes it a tiny bit, and I mean a tiny bit more difficult to remove from the paint. So on the glass, I'll take our glass cleaner, our glass towel. You typically do this last anyway, but I just want to make sure, full disclosure. You know, you want to make sure you know what you're buying. Right here, we have water, good old standard H2O. Watch what happens, I'm streaming this. Watch what happens, come up close, and watch what happens when I spray the water on the old VRT. Okay, it goes flat, and that's how it goes. Watch this. That is the new VRT. Now, how cool is that? The water beads off of the new VRT. It's a protection that lasts through several washes. Now, here we have the old VRT, and here we have the new VRT. Again, you just have the water just beating off the tire. Absolutely. Let's look at the difference. As it dries, you can see that the new Super VRT is still there. So we blasted it with water, and all I did is I took a towel and wiped it. Look at the difference, and look how durable that is. It's still on the plastic, still on the mirror there. Neat stuff. I promise I would not change our second or third best-selling product without making it a whole bunch better. Now, this product actually cost us twice as much to make as our old vinyl rubber and tire dressing. So it's gonna cost only just a little bit more than our old, but you will use less and you will love it more, I promise. Guaranteed 110%, just like everything else we have. Anyway, that's the new VRT. Thanks for watching.